Okay, is everybody happy? Anybody want it? That's why I'm saying Aku. If you said Aku, I'm Daniel.
It just looked like visitors going in.
Thank you.
That's a great idea. Right, ready?
Hey guys, Gemma here at the Red Carpet event.
1, 2, 3, natural.
Should we see what's on? I think
Okay, so the grand opening. So what can people expect when they come here, do you think?
I guess it's, you know, for the biggest fans, it's the ultimate experience. It's the sets that we shot on. It's everything in its complete real form, so they can expect a lot.
And you were like, what, 9 years old when you first got on the set? So,
yeah.
I mean, you kind of grew up here, but is there like a favourite kind of part of the set that you really loved or that kind of made you feel overwhelmed when you first saw it?
I think anyone that steps on the Great Hall never realises how big it's going to be. So I think that's going to be incredible when you see that for the first time, you know.
And also, you know, the people get to see kind of what goes into making that. And what are you hoping people will learn about that kind of process? Because, you know, you get to see everything here, don't you?
Yeah, you get to see, you know, what's behind the sets rather than just the, you know, the moment that's in it. So you do, you know, from someone who's interested in, you know, filmmaking or learning how it came together. It's a kind of educational.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now joined on the red carpet by two of the stars of Harry Potter, Tom Felton and Rupert Grint.
This might be the last time you talk about Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's true. The last of the last. Yeah, this is our final thing. But it's nice just to see everyone and come together and yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's nice to see Yeah, I mean, people seem to think that we're probably seeing each other every day. We are close, but it's just we're all doing different things now. We shared this very strange experience together. Yeah, it's taken me a while. It's taken me a while. It's just, you know, it's a huge part of my life. For it to just come down to one take, just adjusting to not having that every day.
Well, I've just been speaking to Bonnie, and basically this could potentially be the last time you're all together talking about Harry Potter. So how are you feeling about that?
We keep saying that, but realistically, we know. I'm sure there'll be something else to bring us together. Yeah, I know. It's every time we say goodbye to each other, we think it's going to be the last time, and lo and behold, here we are 7 months later, opening this. So it's very exciting. Any excuse to get back together, really.
So you're like, not you again.
Well, it's a little friendlier than that. We're a little more polite, at least.
And obviously, today's the grand opening. So what do you want people to take away from the experience when they come here?
I guess just the attention to detail and the lengths that people went to make these films as good as they were. And I think there's lots of stuff that people just won't have seen in the films, and now's their chance to come and see it for themselves.
And finally, I mean, do you think this is just for kids or the grown-ups?
No, definitely. It's not only not for children, not just for children. It's for adults. It's not only for fans of Harry Potter. I think people that enjoy cinema, filmmaking, arts, costume design are all going to enjoy parts of the tour.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Good to see you again. Stay warm. I don't know what I was expecting, but the bar was way higher than I expected. Emotions and wonderful memories came flooding back.
We also have producers David Heyman and David.
Successful film series of all time. Every day.
Now you've been on the tour, what do you think?
Details that you probably don't know
it's very surreal to see.
You can see
Kind of our home.
gone into it, and it's amazing. Real costumes.
Yeah, it's very groundbreaking stuff to see. All the sets again, and
as we
so
reveal
much of it.
how the magic was created.
Very nice to meet you.
Great, so the grand opening.
The grand opening.
Yeah, what are you hoping people will take away from this experience when they come?
When we're working every day, we see the fantastic quality and detail that the really skilled craftsmen put into every aspect of making a film like Harry Potter. And you get a sense of it when you see it on film, that there's so much happening that you're not stopping to look at the detailing of the moulding of the doors or the embroidery on the costume or things like that. I just hope that people find it interesting and just really interesting actually. It's something they would never normally get to see, because most times when a film like this, like Harry Potter, finishes, everything just gets chucked in the skip. Other than certain elements go on for the big films, for the studios, they have museums and they put certain items on display in their museums, but they're not for the general public really. And so here they'll get to see, hopefully, sort of the nuts and bolts of filmmaking, because there's every aspect covered in this studio tour. There's costumes, there's sets, there's props, there's graphics, there's all special effects, there's creature effects, there's everything you could possibly wish to see, I think, and most people would never get close to this kind of detail, and we just hope they'll enjoy it.
Well, that's the thing, that you get to see so many different aspects of what goes into it, then I guess you don't necessarily have to be a Harry Potter fan.
I don't think so. I think you can be a fan of cinema, or just generally someone who finds life interesting, because if you're not part of this world, we see it every day. I don't say we take it for granted, because we always work really hard to try and get the best we possibly can. But most people have no idea what goes into making a film, and hopefully they'll come away from this. The fans will be really satisfied because they've seen true detail of Harry Potter, but people who aren't necessarily the biggest fans will hopefully have seen true detail of filmmaking, which we hope they'll find interesting.
Well, it was great when I went.
Oh, good. Did you enjoy it?
Yes, really good.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Great haul for the first time as a 12-year-old, as I'm sure everyone else will when they get the chance to walk through for the first time. And it was just as magical, excuse the pun, now as it was.
I think you're allowed that pun. I think it's a good pun. It's a good pun. So, I mean, everyone here is obviously very excited about seeing the tour. Why do you think an attraction like this is important to the fans?
Well, it's really the first of its kind. I think because of the dedication of the fans, obviously. Yeah, I mean,
they are a dedicated bunch, aren't you? Aren't you?
Thank you. Make no mistake that this would not be here if it wasn't for you.
Hello again, how are you? How you doing?
You alright? Yeah, not bad.
Good. So I was asking the others this, but this potentially could be the last time you're all together kind of talking about Harry Potter, so how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I remember saying that a long time ago after we finished, and here we are. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it could be. It could be the last time, yeah. I think it's really important that people come and see these sets and just enjoy it. I'm really pleased that this is happening.
I mean, do you think people have to be a Harry Potter fan to come here, or just a general cinema fan?
Yeah, I don't think you have to be a huge die-hard Harry Potter fan. I mean, it's just interesting just to see how films are made, and it's in a real studio, so it's you really get a sense of atmosphere of what it was like to work on these films.
And what's the favourite part of the tour for you? I mean, which is the best set, do you think?
Okay, one final question
so many.
before I let you meet
without giving too much away, how you enter the tour is absolutely smashing.
Now,
They were really kind of blows you away. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Great, thanks very much for the pictures.
Cool.
Thank you.
Hi.
How you
Nice
doing?
to meet
See
you.
you.
Nice to meet you once
How you
again.
doing?
Rupert, what would be your tip for the fans today? What?
Standing next to them or sitting on them because they outgrow them. Another fact, you Double Doors office features 48 portraits of former Hogwarts headmasters and hundreds of books.
I haven't actually been on the tour as it stands. I mean, obviously I've been on.
Are you guys ready for her to come along next?
As it's laid out.
Yes, yeah.
And your final fact, the moment they
I think it will, yeah.
Fantastic. What was your first reaction?
And it's wonderful for people who I also think for people who are interested in film, it's a great place.
And also, it's almost educational. You're seeing the making of, you know.
And for the 4,000 plus people who watch this film, it's really worth to see it all.
Now, have you been on the tour yourself? And what do you think of it?
I thought it was great. You know, it's funny for me. Seeing it in such a formal setting. I'm very involved in a tour like this. But in some of the selection of materials, this is my friend Albert. It was such fun. But every prop and every set has a memory for me. A very good memory. So it's kind of funny to see it in such a formal setting, but it's great. It's great. It's a trip down memory lane.
Are there any props in particular, or any scenes that you could really, you really could tell people to go and have a look at? Because it means so much to you.
I know. I think it'd be fun, but in particular, I have to go through for hours on end.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, David and Zara from AP. Nice to
how are
meet
you?
Good. So we're all here for the grand opening. So what can people expect when they come here?
Well, I think it's a real behind the scenes. You got to see a lot in the films, but there's so much more that you can see here because the attention to detail that everybody took, it's amazing. Everybody working these films was incredibly passionate. And there was so much more detail than you actually see on the film. So, for example, there's a table in there, one of the school tables, and I think one of the children, one of the extras, drew on the table, and you can see a broom and a bird, or you can see all the detail that goes into the walls of the great hall, the floors, the costumes, and you also get an education as to how things were done. It's a fantastic place to come if you're a fan of Harry Potter, but I also think it's a fantastic place to come if you're a fan of film and you're interested in film. But I also think even if you're not, just as someone who's interested in art and the arts and what British talent can do, it's a great place to come.
So there's something for everyone, I guess.
Yeah, and also you get to ride a broom.
Have you been on it?
I have. It's not that fun, actually. Well, if you're there for a short time, but don't be there for too long because it hurts.
Yeah. Great, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Hi, nice to meet you.
Just waiting to say hello.
Who wants to say hello to you?
Who?
Guy Ritchie.
Oh, forget it.
Guy Ritchie. We're back.
Oh, well, hello there. You may have heard me talking about this already. It is a glass of butterbeer. Oh, yeah. This is the only place that you can get it.
If I get eye contact.
Something about what they can expect.
Hi there. bet you didn't expect to be back on the red carpet again. All the films are finished. Is this a bit of a shock?
It is a shock. It's a shock that we're on the red carpet at Leavesden, because here it was very separate from when we were filming the films. It was very separate from the publicity side of it, and the, you know.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So back on the red carpet for Harry Potter again. Did you?
I know, the never-ending story.
And obviously we're all here for the grand opening of the tour. So what can people expect? What would you want people to take away from the experience when they come here?
It was such an extraordinary experience filming it because of all the craftsmanship that went into it, and the fact that when you walked onto the sets, that for instance in the Grand Hall, those flagstones really are flagstones. And when you looked on the wall, the oil paintings really are painted by one of the top portrait artists of Britain. And if you looked at all the costume detail, it was lace and you were wearing gold rings, and that is so often faked on film that it's wonderful to have the experience of people really realising that these were done properly with such artistry, and to appreciate the craftsmanship that is put into the filmmaking in this country.
And that's the thing, I mean, you don't necessarily have to be a big Harry Potter fan to enjoy the tour, do you really?
No. I mean, anybody who's interested in cinema and what's behind it, yeah, can appreciate this.
And you know, when you first kind of came here and went on the sets on your first day of shooting, what was the most kind of impressive part of the set for you, and that really kind of stood out in your memory?
The fact that usually when you walk onto a set, it's just one wall, and then they'll fly another wall out and put another wall back in, and so it goes. But when you walk onto this set, it's in 3D. We're so used to just acting with a tennis ball, you know. And in this, you actually get the real monsters, and you actually get the real thing, and you walk into the forest, and it really is. When we came here, the forest really is from there to there, and again wide, and that's extraordinary. Rather than one tree that they're just going to computer generate again and again, you know.
So impressive for everyone, I guess, when they walk on into that set.
I hope so. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Get in there soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So, you're on the red carpet again for Harry Potter. This potentially could be the last time you're kind of all together to talk about Harry Potter. So how are you feeling about that?
I don't know. I mean, we say that every time. So when you say that, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I think as long as the fans love Harry Potter and keep supporting it, there always will be things. Like there's already talk of, they've announced there's going to be a theme park in Los Angeles where it's the same as Florida. So we're going to be back for that. If they ask us, we're going to come running back. And that's what's so nice about these things. All the Harry Potter family, they all want to come back. No one ever says, oh, no, I'm done with that. It's such a treat to come back for these reunions.
And today, obviously, we're here for the grand opening of this tour.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping people will take away from the experience when they come here?
I hope it enriches their experience of watching the films, like because people are worried about it ruining the magic, and I really don't think that's an issue, because because the way they've created the sets, it feels like you're entering the world, and you can go from one to the next, and it's just like seeing the detail that's in it, like the books that they actually have words, they have articles in them, and it just makes it, when you watch the films back, you're like, you don't look at it and say, oh, there's nothing behind that cover, it's just plaster. It does feel real.
Great, thank you very much. Cheers. Enjoy your day.
You've got a busy red carpet ahead of you. What's your fondest memory of making Harry Potter 10 years?
Alfonso? Oh yeah. Oh god, we've got a bit. Well, I'm also doing David as well.
Oh, okay, we'll go to
We're back again to celebrate Harry Potter.
Yes.
You know, what are you hoping people will take away from the experience when they come on this tour?
This is a celebration of the British film industry, really, and all the hundreds and hundreds of craft people, technicians, heads of department who help build these movies. So I hope they come away with an appreciation of the work and the effort that went into making the films, and the love that went into making the films. The detail that you see on a wand that's made, for example. You know, often props in movies they're made, but they're not made with enormous amount of detail. But in Harry Potter, Stuart Craig, Stephanie McMillan and their team, they were forensic in what they did. We were doing a press conference the other day on this huge great table that used to belong in the Great Hall, and I just looked down and the design team had etched in little bits of graffiti from the students and a little drawing of a broomstick. And you know, that level of detail And in a wide shot, and even in medium and close shots, you'd never see that stuff. But it's there in the making of these props. And the sets, so the Dumbledore's office is here, the Great Hall is here. And we've been working in these spaces for years and years and years, and I think it's really fun to be able to let people walk around them now.
It's amazing, and finally, I mean, this could be one of the last times that you're all together talking about Harry Potter, so how do you feel about that?
Do you know what? I think there might be one or two other occasions, possibly. Possibly not, but we'll all keep in touch one way or another, I think.
Great, thank you very
cool.
much. Cheers, thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
We're here today obviously stuff for the first time, like the model of the castle and stuff like that.
Do you think it'll be emotional at times?
I don't know, I tend not to get emotional, but I may.
A bit lumpy.
But it's just great. What's nice is, well, often when you're working on something, you see people sporadically. Some of the actors you never meet because they're not in your scene. So it's great when you do something like this. It's a chance to see everybody again and catch up with them. Just have a laugh about what they do.
And after, I was going to say, after 10 years...
Lovely to meet you.
Hello.
So, back celebrating Harry Potter again.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping people will learn about the making of the films when they come to this tour?
Well, I think I haven't seen the visitor centre yet, but I think it would just bring it alive. I can't imagine if I was a young person seeing this, having seen the film and seeing this for the first time. I find it hard to imagine how gobsmacking that would be, really, and I suspect it would be quite, you know, I think there'll be queues around the block for many years to come, I hope. And I think they'll get a taste of what it was like making the films as well, because from what I can gather, it shows behind the scenes and how it all was made and the creatures and everything. And so I think they'll get a flavour of what we experienced rather than just seeing the films, where you just see the finished product and down to 2.5 hours. And it teaches them, some young people and, well, anybody, adults as well, about the process of filmmaking and how we do it. I think it'd be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, honestly.
Well, enjoy it when you go in there.
I will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So, today basically is essentially a celebration of 10 years worth of Harry Potter. So what are you hoping kids are going to learn about filmmaking when they come to see this film?
Well, I haven't seen this show at the museum, so I'm very curious to see what... I hear that it's amazing, and I was reading some stuff in which it's not only the sets, but actually they show some behind the scenes of stuff of how things were done. I'm very happy that they're doing it now, not then, because probably if they have done it then, it would have lost some of the magic when you will see the films. But right now, I think it's going to be a huge treat.
And as a director, when you kind of stepped onto the constructed set for the first time, what was the most impressive thing for you when you were on the set?
When I saw the Great Hall was the floor. The floor was made with actual stones. You know, usually in a movie set, you do that floor with scenic floor. Really, like replicas of stone that look really real. But Stuart Craig did it with actual stones. And I was like, wow, man, this is amazing. I says, well, yes, I don't think that anything will give the reality like the actual material. And he said, and also said, we're going to do so many that if I build it with the scenic material, we'll have to be replacing it all the time. Right now it's going to be, this is going to last forever. And the great thing is that now the floor that the visitors are going to be stepping on the Great Hall is the same floor that all the films were shot in.
So it's a unique experience, I guess, for people to see that. It's been a few years, obviously, since you last worked on the Harry Potter film, so are you quite excited to see all the other bits that didn't exist when you were working on it?
Oh, I'm very... yes, I tried to come and here and then, during the different films to come and visit, say hello, and I saw a little bit of the different sets, but yes, definitely I'm looking forward to see the whole thing.
Great, thank you very much. Enjoy your day in there.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, thank you. Hi Warwick,
hey,
nice
Reels.
to see you again. How are you?
Yeah.
Yes, actually we're AP.
You're AP. He's gone.
And Reels, I don't know where they've gone. But obviously today we're here for the opening.
We are.
So what are you hoping people are going to take away from the experience when they get in there?
What are they going to take away from the experience? It's inspiration, an appreciation of how difficult it is to make a film like this and what's involved, really, because I think people think it's quite easy. Somebody sits with a computer, creates this magical world, a few actors come along, that's it. But now you'll realise in here that there's much more to it. And I hope they just take away a sense of wonder and yeah, I mean, I do. It is an exciting place, and it's an exciting place for Great Britain as well to have finally a really top-class attraction that is unique. You know, you can't go to any other country and see this. This is the only place this exists because these are the original sets. You know, these aren't reconstructions or copies. This is what we use. There's only one. They're one of a kind, basically.
And do you think you have to be a kind of die-hard Harry Potter fan to enjoy this, or do you think anyone can kind of come along and have a good day?
No, I don't. You know, if you're not a huge fan of these films, I wouldn't let it put you off because it's certainly an insight into filmmaking and into the creative arts of all descriptions. So if you're interested in art, design, in construction of sets, or I mean, you're going to learn so much from walking around here. And it'd be great if kids come here and you know, with a school, for example, and can go away and get a video camera out and start making movies themselves. I hope that sort of thing happens.
And finally, I mean, this could potentially be one of the last times you're all together doing a big red carpet. So how does that feel?
Yeah, we were talking about it at the hotel, and it is quite emotional. We say this every time we do something, and then lo and behold, we're doing it again. But it is nice to see everyone, and you know, we'll hopefully work on other projects and bump into each other again. But I suppose, yeah, the huge gathering of cast, this could be one of the last times now.
Well, I hope you all have a great time in there.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Okay, see you later.
So, are you excited about going in there today?
I'm more excited about going in today than I was a few years ago, yes. So I was never very excited at the time.
The other thing is, I mean, these films are, you know, such massive films, and people are going to get to see how much work and effort actually goes into this. So what are you hoping, like, kids in particular are going to learn about filmmaking from coming here?
Well, I think it's going to look, as I say, a little bit more exciting than filmmaking really is, because sometimes it is rather tedious and slow and prolonged. But I think this is, you know, more of a museum, I expect. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw a similar thing in New York where I saw my costume behind some glass. And my costume suddenly looked rather glamorous and didn't look like the scraggy old thing that I used to see every morning in my trailer. But you know, I think it's going to be. I hope it's going to be fascinating and teach something about the magic of filmmaking to everyone's life.
Exactly. And when you kind of first came onto set as an actor, what was the most impressive kind of part of the set for you when you really thought, wow, you know, they've really gone to trouble here?
Really, all the creatures, the creature effects workshop. Which I was very involved with in the third film because of turning into a werewolf, so I spent a lot of time with those guys and on the transformation, etc. So I used to adore going into those workshops, those guys are geniuses, they really are, you know, so I'm hoping to see a bit more of that today.
And finally, this potentially could be one of the last times you're all together again. So how are you feeling about that?
It's sad, but we keep saying that, and it never is. You know, they always keep finding another reason to get us all back together again. I'm sure there'll be a 5th anniversary, you know, before we all start dying, just to get us all back together at some party.
Never ending.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Have fun.
How are you doing, man? I hear you in Paris. I was with who was I with your day? You told me when you were with Paris.
Someone told me you were there.
I tend to go Beautiful. How are you? Okay, go. I'll see you in a bit.